Excellent. So we're all here and we're ready to go. Good morning, everyone. I'm Marinelle Ruminier. I'm so glad to welcome you all to this final celebration for the Bloomberg Arts Internship Program. I'm lucky to serve as the CEO of Edvestors and to work with the team that has made this work possible. I just want to thank everybody for joining us today to celebrate the accomplishments of the 24 interns who over the last 2 months have demonstrated a tremendous ability to be flexible and adapt to a completely virtual environment, working remotely at arts and cultural institutions, while also building skills through writing, post-secondary and workforce readiness, and arts and cultural workshops that have been led by our arts partners and by our other program partners. We're grateful to all of those partners, including the incredible work sites who hosted interns, our guest speakers, and other partners who have supported and mentored the interns over the past 2 months. I want to thank the Edvestors team. They would never put this shout out in for themselves, but I am going to put it in for Jeremy Gooden, Livonia Montute, and Ruth Mercado Zizzo for their tremendous creativity and dedication to facilitating a high quality experience for the interns in a way that we never imagined. And finally, none of this work would be possible without the support of Bloomberg Philanthropies, who have been steadfast in their commitment to offering paid internships in arts organizations for high school students during this truly unprecedented time. We're grateful that both Julia Friedman and Kate Spellman could be with us today, and I want to thank you for all of your support and invite Kate to say a few words as we kick off.
Thanks, Mara. So nice to see you, although I have to say I miss this time last year when I got to see you all in person. But hi, everyone. As Marinelle said, my name is Kate Spellman. I'm part of the arts team at Bloomberg Philanthropies, and so excited to be here to congratulate you all on your hard work and success this summer. We at Bloomberg Philanthropies are so proud to support the Bloomberg Arts Internship, especially this year when the world has been turned upside down, and these kind of opportunities to connect and learn together are all the more important. Right back at you, Marinelle. We are so grateful to the team at Edvestors for their partnership. Ruth and Livonia, it has been such a pleasure to work with you these past 2 years. And a particularly big shout out to Jeremy, who dove right in this year in the most uncertain times and made sure that this year's virtual program was a real success. Most importantly, I just want to say how wonderful it has been to see the BAI class of 2020 come together this summer. You guys are incredibly creative and talented and hardworking and composed, and thinking back to myself at 17, I don't think I was any of those things. So it has been amazing to see you all in the midst, particularly of so much change in your own lives during this pandemic. You're total rock stars in our eyes, and we are more than excited to watch you all succeed and grow over the years. And then last but not least, before I shut up and let you all do the talking, wanted to remind you that you are now a part of a big and growing BAI community. You are joining a group of almost 1,000 BAI alumni who are now working and going to school all over the country. I just want to encourage you to not only stick together, but continue to maintain the great relationships you've developed with your supervisors, with the Edvestors network, with us at Bloomberg Philanthropies. The BAI Alumni Network, can be a really great resource to you all as you continue to learn and grow. And we will, of course, be there rooting you on along the way. So thanks for letting me say a few words, and I am really excited to hear more about what you all have been up to this summer.
Thanks so much, Kate. It's great to have you both here with us today, and I look forward to the future where it will be in person. And so now I get to turn it over to the real stars of the show, starting with 2 of our BAI interns, Lucas and Danny.
Thank you, Marinelle. Hi, my name is Lucas.
Hi, and I'm Danny, and we'll be your MCs for today's celebration. So just a reminder, this program will be recorded. Our BAI interns will present in 5 groups, and there will be some commercial breaks in between. First up is Alan and Ashley presenting their worksite experiences.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Alan.
And our other group member, Denisha, unfortunately could not be here today, but we will present on her behalf. But we were tasked with providing a personal narrative about our experience at the BAI internship program and our work sites. These narratives are going to be put into the BAI internship website to provide a perspective on what it's like to work at BAI in the summer as a team/student.
Writing gives people a versatile way of expressing inner thoughts and feelings. It can be used artistically in forms like poetry or songwriting, or it can be used in a more standard form like college essays and or personal narratives, like the ones we've written for our project. In our project, we were given prompts to answer about our experience and what we took away from it.
And so we will be reading excerpts from the narratives that all three of us wrote. I'll read Denisha's first since she's not here. And so Denisha says, during my internship, I learned the importance of reaching out and speaking to my bosses whenever I'm facing any difficulties. There are a lot of times where I just took on my load all by myself because I wasn't sure how to communicate the unique ways I was struggling. However, it was through my supervisor's reaching out that I was able to strengthen my skill of reaching out when things pop out. My communication skills gently improved as a result of my internship. And that's as far as I'll go for Denisha because I don't want to speak for her. And I'll just have Alan read his.
Okay, so going into my internship virtually, I wasn't sure what to expect and if I would come out and end up walking out with any new skills and or information. I learned the importance of marketing, fundraising, and development for a theater company. I was fortunate enough to work with with programs such as 826 Boston, CAC College Advising Course, and many others to help expand my knowledge and writing skills. The BAI cohort became a safe place for the interns and I, where we were free to express ourselves and ideas without having to worry about any judgment. Working with the Huntington Theater Company became another place where I felt like my voice was always heard and my ideas had meaning. I came into every meeting knowing my presence was always welcomed and leaving with new information. The virtual internship experience has been very interesting to say the least. I would much rather have met everybody in person, but if it was for what it was, these 6 weeks exceeded my expectations. I've learned so much and made so many connections. I can say that I'm proud to be a part of the BAI community.
And I will read an excerpt of mine. I was able to overcome challenges by being able to communicate with my bosses. I knew when I was dealing with things that were out of my control. And when I recognized that, I was able to speak up for myself and communicate what my needs were. I was able to grow by realizing that I don't have to work so hard to be myself. I had to do this internship virtually. So I was in a space where I was comfortable and I didn't have anyone to judge me or make valid opinions on me. That helped me realize that when I'm around people, I should not work so hard to be liked by them because it's honestly very tiring and not worth it because I have to save face all the time for no reason besides my insecurities of not being liked. I now know it's important for me to speak for myself when I want something or a new opportunity. And those were our excerpts. We are group one. Like I said before, my name's Ashley.
My name is Alan.
And once again, our third group member, Denisha, could not be here, but thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Yay!
Thank you, Ashley and Alan. That was a wonderful presentation. Way to start it off. Next, we have David, who will be sharing with us some of his personal design work.
Hi, I'm David Estes. I'm a graphic designer, and I'm just going to show you a few of the works I've done, mainly my commercialized works I have. I do have a few more in my portfolio, but some are just for practice. And Mom and Dad, can you turn it down? I can hear from the other room. Anyway, this is my own personal logo. Not too long ago, while we were doing remote learning, my art teacher assigned us to make a personal logo. And this is what I came up with. Before I iterated with a bunch of different designs, mostly making fun of graphic design cliches, like minimalism and whatever. But I ended up in the end creating this, which I was surprised I actually quite liked. And I chose a warm color palette as well to sort of reflect my personality and the colors I enjoy. And I use my favorite font for the word mark, of course. And I'm quite proud of this logo, and I think it's quite timeless as long as I don't change my hair or my glasses. Next slide. This is one of my earlier logos, one of the first I made, really. And I made it just for fun for a band that my friend is in called American Ink. You can find them on Spotify and Bandcamp. And I wanted to go with a very grungy punk aesthetic, very typical of punk bands. And I came up with a few designs that are like little iterations of this general eye and the star. And I sent them to my friend, and he showed it to his bandmates. And the next show I went to, they I guess they liked it so much that they actually put it on shirts. One of which I got for free for my help making the logo, and the drummer even put it on his bass drum, which was very flattering, really. Next slide. And then finally, this logo I made for a professional working group at MIT, which is a collaborative of people working in the accessibility field to help disabled students be able to learn effectively and do their work. This one I made specifically with colorblind people in mind, as requested, so that colorblind people would be able to easily differentiate between the different colors, so there's enough contrast between them. I originally had a different palette created for this logo, but it was a lot lighter, and if a colorblind person saw it, depending on what kind of colorblindness they have, it may as well just been mostly the same color. So that wasn't really what I was going for, and I ended up selling on this palette, which I thought looked nice, but was still helpful to colorblind people. And I also pay a bit of homage to the accessibility, to a new improved version of the accessibility logo that you may see at like parking spots and whatnot, which shows a sense of moving forward and being able to persevere despite circumstances. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you so much, David, for sharing your art designs with us. And speaking of the arts and culture group is presenting next.
Hello, everyone. We're the Arts and Culture Group. My name is Sophia.
I'm Lanisha.
Jeremy, you here?
So sorry, I was muted. So I'm Jeremy.
And we're the Arts and Culture Group for BAI this summer. Next slide, please. So our prompt was, what are the opportunities to engage in and work in the arts and culture field in Boston? And what arts and culture resources would you want to share with someone who is new to the city? And Jeremy, you're up next.
Yeah, so we chose to do 3 different projects, or to research 3 different projects, and one of 3 of the things I chose were the Huntington Theater Company, and I'll go through that. The Huntington Theater Company trains and supports the next generation of theater artists, such as actors and playwriters, to name a few, to become better in their craft. Their goal is to make and prepare artists to perform for the community. Boston Arts Academy is a school which it is a school in which it prepares their students in their art field to perfect their craft and show it off to the world so everyone can see. They have many forms of art such as theater, visual arts, music, and so much more. The Actors Shakespeare Project is an organization that wants everyone to experience the magic of a Shakespeare play and would want the viewers to experience an impactful message that can hopefully change the way they see the world around them.
My 3 research sites were the MFA, the ICA, and the High Score Task Force. The Museum of Fine Arts is the 17th largest art museum in the world in terms of public gallery space, and it holds more than 4,500,000 art installations. It also has a multitude of community arts programs and classes that citizens of Boston of all ages and art experiences and art mediums can participate in. The Institute of Contemporary Art was founded in 1936, and it has an outdoor amphitheater, 3 floors of exhibits, and a range of free programs for Boston's teens, which I'm actually involved in myself. And it's a really interesting and well-run organization in Boston. And the High Score Task Force, which is my work site this summer, is a community center located in Boston's Latin Quarter in Jamaica Plain. And it focuses on offering Boston's youth both academic support as well as Afro-Latin cultural knowledge to promote diversity, equity, and justice in Boston. Anisha, you're up.
Alrighty, so I worked for the Community Music Center of Boston, which is a nonprofit organization where you can learn music, and to build a career out of it. They hold lessons for private or groups, and they also hold a music therapy session. And if you wanted to be a music therapist, that is the right place for you to work at. Another place you can go search for is Urbanity Dance, which is another nonprofit organization where young people and adults learn to dance, and it's a place where they inspire, engage, and empower students through the arts of music and dance. And you can also even build a career out of it to become a professional dancer if you wanted to perform around the world. And lastly, Mass College of Arts is a college where students make art, painting, sketching, design, and many more. Students build that as a career and are trained to go out in the real world to make art professionally and to also make a positive change in the world, which is how arts in general, it's our job to make a change around the world and to help people express themselves through any type of arts if they're struggling to express themselves. Next slide. Thank you.
Well put, Lanisha. That's the end of our slideshow. These are the organizations that we talked about, as well as many others, are still public despite all the COVID stuff going on. And I encourage everyone to explore the resources that these organizations have and how they can engage in them. I hope you found this slideshow informative and interesting, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for that informative arts and culture presentation. Next up, Ciara is going to share with us a project that she worked on last spring.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and this is a scrapbook I made earlier this summer. for the Massachusetts Junior Classical League, or MassJCL, which is a nonprofit organization which aims to promote classical studies in the modern world. Last year, I served as the historian on the state executive board, and I'm currently serving as the publications editor. As historian, one of my jobs was to create a state scrapbook to share and submit at the following national convention. Since Nationals was virtual this year, and it is easier to share a digital scrapbook with others, I decided on creating a digital scrapbook. However, this was my first time creating a digital scrapbook, as I usually made a physical one as my school's historian. When I applied for the position, my friend had given me the idea of creating a scrapbook where it starts in the underworld, so very dark, and then by the end you reach Olympus. And this idea stuck with me all year, so that is what I chose as my theme. To create this, I drew all the graphics and backgrounds in Procreate and formatted everything in Canva. While I've used Canva multiple times in the past, this was my first time using Procreate, so I learned as I drew. At the virtual national convention, which took place the last week of July, I received summa cum laude, as they got rid of first, second, and third places this year due to COVID-19. From my friends, state chairs, and former and current officers, I got a lot of compliments. Since it's my own work and I've stared at it way too long, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but most artists never like their own work. I really enjoy graphic design because it's relaxing, and I love seeing the end product despite not always being the happiest with it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for your scrapbook. And next up is my writing group.
Hi everyone, my name is Violet.
I'm Danny.
Hi, I'm Kenise.
I'm Janae.
And Ellie is also in our group. Okay, so today we'll be talking about the process of college writing and the college essay process. The personal essay is a crucial factor in the college application process, as it allows your colleges to take a look at you in a different light. It is a way to demonstrate your personal growth in the last few years. All interns this year worked with the 826 Boston Writing Center this summer, crafting our personal and scholarship essays and learning what makes them special. Next slide, please. Okay, so this slide, the foundation of your story, which is the dough and the sauce. Consider a meaningful story to tell about yourself. What characteristics do you want to portray in this essay? Think about a story that showcases your skills and positive attributes. Then you should write an outline of your essay. Writing your college essay is a process, undergoing change and evolution day by day. This will be the dough and the sauce of your pizza. Though your essay may not be fully constructed, it's a basis for your thoughts and your ideas. Writing this down will help you take your story even further, just like kneading the dough for a pizza. Next slide.
So after you have your foundation, the dough, you want to move on to the toppings. You want to make sure you personalize your essay because many students will write about similar themes, and you want to make sure this essay is only true to you. And so some similar themes you want to make sure, some questions you want to stimulate some higher level thinking. When have you faced a challenge, setback, or failure, and what did you learn from these experiences? Colleges love it when you turn a negative experience and turn it into a positive one. Why are these experiences important to you, and what are some lessons you want to teach to others? These will be your pizza toppings, and not everyone's toppings will be the same.
So like Danny said, the toppings are what personalize your story and show what's true to you. And with that in mind, it's time to craft a full draft of your essay. Here are some things to keep in mind. 1, show, don't tell. Consider places where adding sensory details like descriptions or dialogue will be helpful to the reader. And 2, aspiration, motivation, perspiration. Add details to map out your goal, your inspiration for your goal, and the actions taken to further that goal. When fleshing out your story, the key is to remember your toppings and to bring them to life with relevant details, just like rising dough. Next slide, please.
This slide will be completing your essay or the olive oil. The next part of the college process is completing the college essay or adding the olive oil. This is the part where you're doing final revisions or final finishing touches. Word choice is a very crucial part of the process. By being sure that you have correct grammar, transition words, and a strong vocabulary, you can pull your reader further into your narrative. After that, you should read through the essay multiple times. During this time, make sure your essay isn't choppy. Keep in mind, what makes sense to you may not make sense to your reader. The final part of the revision process is having your essay between 200 and 650 words. All colleges are different, but most adhere to the rule of keeping the essays between the 200 and 650 word count. Next slide, please.
Okay, so the next part of the process is presenting and sharing your essay or slicing the pizza. So after you've baked a pizza and added the toppings, you slice it, and you do this so the pizza can be shared with others. In order to share your essay with different schools, you must take initiative and reach out to these schools. Sharing your essay will give others the opportunity to suggest ways that you can improve it. Next slide, please.
Remember, through the college essay, it might seem intimidating at first, but it will benefit you to begin your process as soon as possible. This is an opportunity to show colleges what makes you unique. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation about writing. Next, we're actually going to go back to Danny, who will be showing his art.
So hi, like I said before, my name is Danny and I'm mainly a visual artist. For the Bloomberg Arts Initiative logo, I wanted to combine all of the elements of being a BAI intern. So we're all in Boston, so you can see the silhouette of the Boston skyline. As you can see in the background, you can see like Prudential, the John Hancock. I also wanted to incorporate all of the different art forms that we've been exposed to. So dance, music, writing, and drawing. And you can see that above the skyline. There are two different renderings of the logo. There's purple on the bottom and orange on top, but I personally like the purple color. At the bottom of some of the logos, you can see 2020, and that represents this new 2020 virtual internship. Next slide, please. This is one of my favorite art mediums, watercolor. And so this is of the Nakasano Trail in Japan. Japan's always been on my bucket list for traveling, and I decided to paint this. You can see like all the different shops and buildings on the side. You can see the trail that runs in between, and you can even see like some signs on the right, which gives it that like authentic feel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Danny. Those were some amazing works. Next, my group has a video on college and career readiness, and I will hand it over to my members to introduce ourselves.
Hi, everyone. We're the College and Career Readiness Group. Over the past 6 weeks, we've learned how to plan for our future, especially with college. With the help of our 3 favorite fairy godmothers, Kelly McDonald, Victoria Kwong, and Sophie Ines, we have acquired the resources and aid to do this. Our group has created a video explaining what we've learned and how we, and potentially you, use it. It'll explain Naviance, the College Advising Corps, virtual college tours, developing financial literacy, and Everfi. My name is Zarelli.
I'm David.
Once again, my name is Lucas.
I'm Isabella.
I'm Ashley.
And without further ado, here's our video.
Thinking of where to go after high school is a daunting question that everyone has to go through, and there's no way around it. Naviance is a tool that can make the college search easier. Naviance is an online extension app that helps high school students or rising seniors find the college that's right for them. Using tests and prompting students questions regarding their college choices helps students narrow down their college search into a list of schools that fit their interests. Students can upload resumes, college lists, and keep track of their college search all through this extension. They can also have teachers submit their letters of recommendations with ease, so there's minimal space for them to get lost or misplaced. Naviance can be located by logging into Clever, a digital portal that every BPS student has access to by logging in with their BPS email. Scroll through the Clever login page until you find student links, and there you'll find the Naviance logo. I keep mine in my favorites resources. Click the college's link and scroll until you find Your Fit. There you can find a list of college engines that will help students find a college of their liking. Click the Supermatch College search link. It'll take you to a landing page where students can start their search to find a college. Select Criteria to start and answer the following prompts. Once you fill out all the criteria listed, you should be given a list of institutions that fit your interests, or at least 90% of the way. From there, you can choose which one you want to stay connected to, and it also explains why that specific institution has the score that it does. And that makes your college search 20 times easier than searching it on your own. And it's a great way for students to know exactly where they want to go and why it works for them.
Say you don't quite trust the information about colleges you were given by various online websites. Or maybe you have a question or want to go over something that requires professional involvement. In cases like these, many BPS students can go to their schools or local college advising corps, or CAC advisor. What exactly is CAC though? Well, CAC is a national corporation with advisors serving in 782 high schools across 17 states, helping students and especially first-generation, low-income, and underrepresented students with college readiness and the college admissions process. During our time at BAI, us interns worked with CAC BU, one of CAC's partner programs working at Boston University admissions. CAC BU is comprised of 36 full-time college advisors across 34 high schools in the BPS district, in addition to the KIPP Academy Lynn Collegiate. And a few of their numbers work with the people as investors in Bloomberg Philanthropies, so that we could all have access to these advisors and develop our skills in preparing for college. For example, we were all able to attend one-on-one advising sessions with the CAC BU advisors helping BAI, in case we wanted to ask any questions, express our worries, or explore our options. Additionally, the CAC advisors can aid students with their ACT and SAT test-taking skills, help seniors submit their college applications, support financial aid submissions, and take students on campus tours. Though perhaps we didn't go on any of those tours, they still showcase how we might be able to go on virtual tours at various colleges across the globe. If you think you or someone you know needs assistance with the college process, so you can be as ready as we are, you can go to their website at advisingcorps.org to find the nearest location of one of their partner programs and reach out to them.
With the coronavirus outbreak, many colleges are doing virtual tours. Virtual tours allow students to see what the colleges have to offer without physically going to these colleges. During this program, we were visited by 2 admissions reps, one from Boston University and the other one from UMass Boston. We were able to learn more about the colleges, as well as we were able to get tips on applying to these colleges. and we were able to get all our questions answered about the admission process and the college itself. These tours gave us more information on the colleges we might be interested in applying to.
Very soon, money will be very important. You will need to develop financial literacy skills to accomplish your goals. Do you want to learn more how to make money and achieve success? Well, let's get right into it. First, you need to set goals. These goals need to be specific, measurable, action-oriented, reachable, and time-bound. I like to use the acronym SMART to help me remember this as I make goals. Having these 5 factors in mind will allow you to monitor your progress by creating a plan that you can follow. Focusing on financials, you have to follow a spending plan, which includes 4 steps. Monitor your daily spending so you know where your money is going. Then, determine your sources of income and expenses. After that, you want to decrease your spending by eliminating some of those expenses. Then, you can start to find more sources of income, which can be things such as selling old items. It doesn't always mean finding a new job. Once you have extra money after paying bills and expenses, you should save it. You can do this by buying an investment. These are risky, as they aren't federally insured and take a long time for a return. For a safer option, you can look at savings accounts, which earn interest. They are federally insured and you can withdraw your money at any time. However, your money might feel trapped while it is in a savings account because they limit your transactions per month before you start to get transaction fees. For regular use, you can open a checking account. You have unlimited withdrawals and deposits and can use it directly when writing checks or shopping online.
EverFi is a resource which people can use when they are unsure about certain aspects of managing one's money. All you need to do is type in the JHS Scholars link to EverFi, and you are taken to a page where you can scroll down to see 2 options: Financial Foundations and Investing in Your Future. Financial Foundations observes foundational knowledge to money, such as a guide to checking accounts. Investing in Your Future focuses more on long-term financial questions, such as retirement and debt management. When you click on a playlist, you'll be brought to your lesson. As you can see from this video, there are tons of college and financial literacy resources. However, not everyone knows that this kind of support is available. We hope that we can pass on this valuable information to everyone else and show that our future is closer to us than we think. Thank you for watching our presentation.
That was a great and informative video. For our commercial break, Lucas will be sharing his self-portraits and a surrealist composition.
Okay, thank you. So I have 2 self-portraits today. This first one is a portrait that I made in June. It's very basic. I took a picture of myself and I recreated it. It accurately displays my appearance, and I'm very proud of how I was able to display the nose in the shadows, as that was the greatest challenge I had. Other artists out there might understand how hard it is to draw the nose at a perfect angle, and it's just a real struggle. On to the next one. Next, this is another self-portrait I made in July. I like to make one at least every month to show how I perceive myself and to compare myself with other self-portraits to see my change. This time, it's much less accurate, and I put it on a direct board between surrealism and realism. My facial features are accurate, while the skin takes a blue appearance, which is not realistic at all. In addition, you might notice that the background is heavily swirled and has a melted appearance, which makes it surreal, because in a dreamlike state, you might remember the faces you see, but you might not remember the background. And now to the last one. This last one is my ultimate surrealist work. I made this last year. It's not a portrait, but it's a competition. It's a composition. It's exactly what you'd see in a dream. In fact, you might actually have had this dream before because I think I did. Absolutely nothing is real, and it has no intended meaning. The eyeball in the planet tree, the astronaut with the bird, the plane in space, and the ghostly hand has no correct interpretation. The meaning is up to you, the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas, for sharing those beautiful works. The next group presentation is about community and coaching, is about coaching and community building work.
Hi, my name is Sarah.
I'm Jacinta.
I'm Diane.
My name's Melissa.
And we're the coaching and community group.
My name's Melissa. Improvements are to be made within everyone. Coaching has levels when discovering growth. Growth is something we as people of color aspire to achieve as a community. Has that make you stop and think, stop and wonder, make you question your life. It doesn't click all at once. There are levels to this. There are mistakes, there are lessons. There are coaches and communities full of resource. Mindset has been introduced to us in the process of growth these past weeks, instilling positivity in our minds, telling us to reject the words I think, but accept the words I will, showing us a new way of growth and wisdom through our own bodies to guide us to success.
Okay. Going forward, coaching and community will be vital to success. This presentation is split into 3 parts: a poem, a collage representing the poem, and our answers to a couple of key questions. Many of us have passions in the arts, so in this collage, there are various elements that represent us. A clapperboard for Zion because she likes to edit videos, paint for Jacinta and I because we like visual arts, and a sewing machine and mannequin for Melissa who likes fashion design.
We would like to emphasize the importance of a success mindset. It's necessary to acknowledge the structural inequities that are in place as well as personal circumstances, but we must simultaneously strive for the future.
So what did we take away from community building and coaching? Overall, we were taught that networking is an important part of life. We need to know how to build one and maintain access to it as we get older. We need to be advocates for ourselves and our beliefs. No change will be made if we don't speak up. And all questions are good, whether they are clarifying or empowering. When we break down the idea of coaching and community, we can say that from Monday morning check-in, we learned a group of strangers can still have many similarities and connections between themselves. Whenever we did icebreakers and people connected with another person's answer, the chat would always blow up, which was nice to see. In coaching with Moari, we learned that we determine how we want the world to see us. We should always speak with positivity and confidence. No, I don't know if I'm right or if this sounds stupid, but... And from orientation activities like Show Us Your Best Self and the Mental Health Workshop with Community Music Center of Boston, we learned that although we are different, we are all special and we should take advantage of this, and that stress and burnout are normal, and there are ways to keep it under control.
How are we setting ourselves up to have choices and not change? We do this by creating goals for ourselves, being a ride or rise friend as opposed to a ride or die, meaning we will do our best to grow with our friends, cultivating a personal brand that speaks well for us, pursuing our education, as well as networking.
Next slide, please. The question is, what was most meaningful in building connections with our peers, worksites, and mentors? We came to an agreement that these specific points should be made. Although there were times where building connections with peers, worksites, and mentors were difficult, it was most meaningful when we asked empowering questions that not only helped us discover who we are, but the people around us as well. For instance, morning check-ins at both worksites and with Edbusters, along with peers and mentors, helped clear the air, which made room for interactions and getting to know one another personally. One-on-one sessions as well as breakout rooms helped us grasp a closer connection to each other. Welcoming attitudes from worksites and mentors helped interns, including myself, feel comfortable with working for/with them. Overall, each one of these points helped some of us make new friends and collaborate ideas for the futures as well. The virtual summer experience has shown us that we can make connections with others anywhere, no matter the circumstances.
How are we setting ourselves up to have choices not change? Creating what advice would we give to students who will need to build relationships virtually? Always communicate as frequently as possible because that shows responsibility within a relationship. Even through virtuality, be on time and show that you are capable to handle a simple task. Try and keep yourself in a positive environment because when you're around positivity, you spread positivity, and that can help create a good relationship. Good connections lead to good conversations, which helps support and carry a relationship. Good posture and language to show that you care.
Jacinta.
Yeah, here. As we look back at these past 6 weeks of working through the Bloomberg Arts internship, we have learned to show our best selves. We all brought the best we could to our work sites and through meeting with people like Mwati Dibinga, 826, Advestors, CACBU, and more. They all taught us in their own way to discover ourselves, whether that was through writing, art, fashion and design, journaling, etc. Now, these sessions may or may not have led you to thinking about who you are, but I'm hoping they encourage you to become a better and more educated you. I read a quote recently that said, coaching is about extracting someone's dreams and visions for the future and empowering them with strategies to get there. I felt this quote perfectly summed up how our summer went by building communities and learning from mentors who are willing to help us create a future for ourselves. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for that inspiring presentation. One of our fellow interns, Sharon, had to leave the program early to go start college. Before she left behind a parting message for us called Show Us Your Best Self.
Show your best self. Show us who you are. Show us your style. Show that you're a star. Show your hands. Beautify its scars in every stroke and in every spark that warms the soul and leaves a mark on the ones below so they can embark on the journeys unknown and on journeys far. Paint your canvas, write your bars, design your love and perform your art. Don't leave this time without filling your heart with the words that BAI emphasized from the start. Show us your style, show that you're a star. Show us your best self, show us who you are.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Gooden, and I am extremely emotional after those presentations and final poem. But I am also the internship and program coordinator at Advestors, and I had the absolute honor of working with the incredible young people that just presented. Interns, you did a fantastic job. Lucas and Danny are BAI MCs. You just knocked it out of the park. We aren't surprised at all that you all presented with such grace and excellence, but we do have a surprise for all of you. This next slide represents all of the different organizations you've worked with this summer. And since we can't all be together to celebrate with you in person, they've made individual shout out videos for you. So we've compiled some of those clips in the following video. We hope you enjoy.
Hi BAI interns, congratulations on completing your summer internship. It was such a pleasure working with you and getting to know you all, especially in our small breakout rooms.
We wish you all the best this coming school year as you continue your academic and personal exploration. Please keep in touch by emailing us. We are so honored to be a part of your support network. Best of luck.
Your future, Ashley, is bright.
We wish you the best for your senior year, and we look forward to staying in touch, and very soon hope that you have the opportunity to watch an opera live.
We'll welcome you back anytime.
Thank you.
Luck.
Josmani, and Chris. Thank you guys for being part of our organization. We truly appreciate you guys, and we are more than grateful to have you both be part of our summer program this year and for completing your outstanding IAP projects.
David and Ellie, thank you both so much for being part of our youth community this summer. You are part of that community going forward, and we are so excited to have you back anytime that you would like. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats! Congratulations on a great summer. Have a great summer.
Lucas and Kenise, you guys did it. This is your first internship, and it's complete virtual online format, and then you guys did amazing work, and I'm really, really proud of you. Thank you.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for working with Urbano this summer. I really admire how proactive and creative you are.
It's been great having you in the Youth Artist Project. You always go above and beyond. So you're part of our Urbano community now and always, so stay in touch and good luck.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Nelly. Ali here, and Josephat from
Josephat. Hi.
From North End Music and Performing Arts Center. We just wanted to say big congratulations to you both and to all the BAI cohorts. Have a wonderful rest of your summer and school year. Bye.
Here. Bye.
I know you live in our neighborhood, and so I hope that you will keep us updated on what you're doing and let us know how you're doing. And we're so excited to see where you go and with all your skills in the future. So thanks for everything you did this summer.
Have a happy senior year.
And to all of our interns, we will miss you.
Don't be a stranger.
Stay safe.
And you'll always have a home here.
Congratulations, BAI interns.
We are here for you.
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 Congrats, BAI.
Congratulations.
Go BAI.
Again, congratulations, BAI interns. Thank you to all who helped make this program possible. Work sites, writing tutors, advisors, coaches, interns, Boston Private Industry Council staff and career specialists, and many more. There's so many to thank. Thank you to all of our guests as well for attending this final celebration and for being such a strong support network for these interns, whether personal or professional. If you would like to learn more about these interns, the BAI program, and the incredible work that all the BAI interns have done this summer, please visit our new BAI website, our BAI Boston website designed by BAI alumni, Eliasa Whitaker. Thank you all so much for joining us. Interns, a reminder to stay on this Zoom call so we can continue our celebration and continue to honor you. Again, congratulations. We are proud of you. To our guests, again, thank you so, so much. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone.